Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin here on the daily chart is moving closer to that yellow support area. Actually yesterday, after my video in which I covered the daily chart yesterday, the support region in yellow was reached. You can see that here with this wick. Bear in mind, this is only the daily chart. The support area was reached and we already saw a bounce, and this could now be, for example, from a daily chart point of view, the B wave rally, yeah, ABC. That's what we've been watching for all along. We've been talking about that mainly on the 1 hour chart, that this B wave ideally still happens. I primarily expect a more, let's say, a more pronounced ABC structure, which could then eventually test maybe the 50%, 61.8%, or even 78.6 retracement of this yellow support zone, which is defined between roughly 63,220 and 56,800. I am bullish on this chart directly, as long as we're holding within or above the yellow support box. Only a break below support will question and challenge the overall bullish assumption and question the assumption that this here was a 5-wave rally, right? It is a 5-wave rally in my opinion, but the fib levels always prove us right or wrong. So what happens if we break support? I mean, it seems less likely now, but of course possible. In this case, I would say that we can first explore if this larger 4th wave is still unfolding. And in that case, then 50,674 will be key support again, as it has been in the period between roughly the 14th of March, when we topped here in the 3rd wave, and the 5th of July, when the 4th wave primarily, or presumably, I should rather say, bottomed. Okay, so it is possible that this 4th wave is still unfolding. Okay, but it's not necessarily expected. It's not expected. We are, in this case, possibly then still in a channel. Okay, so you might be able to draw channel lines here. Just want to show you. And then we could maybe test the lower channel's boundary line. But that is not expected, not as long as we're holding the yellow support box, because we formed a 5-wave rally. So let's say now we take a look at the daily chart. Quick reminder, today or tomorrow, probably rather tomorrow, I'm going to send out the weekly newsletter. You can register for it completely for free. You'll find the link in the description. It will include, again, everything around MCO, but also updates about a crypto coin. Other markets are updated there, or at least looked at, typically one other market. There are mindset tips, all sorts of stuff, so check it out. It's completely for free, and you'll find the link in the description. Just want to make sure you don't miss it if you wanted to register. Because whenever I say it, a lot of people are registering. And whenever I send the newsletter out, people ask me, oh, where can I register? So yeah, make sure you do it before I send it out. Here, this is the shorter time frame chart. Now, this is now where it's getting interesting, because we have a 5-wave move up, as per the yellow scenario, which has been the preferred one, into the 29th of July high. A pullback into the support region. We've seen a first reaction. That reaction yesterday was noteworthy. And it's only a 3-wave rally in my interpretation. Okay, only 3 waves up, but that would rather confirm the idea it could be an A wave. So remember what we talked about in yesterday's video. I talked about, I titled the last video, "Is this the reversal?" But my idea was, it's probably rather a B wave rally. It's probably rather a B wave rally. So the idea is that we're still following the yellow scenario primarily, and we have an A wave down. The B wave probably started yesterday. We talked about it already in the last video. And I shared with you that I will provide a micro support area for the next pullback once I see a possible top in place. Okay, and that was pretty much when it topped here yesterday. I already provided the support area that was after my last video, but I covered that for gold members. So the update I provided here, yeah, we picked pretty much the top there at around 65.2K. And I added the support region. I don't need to change it because, as I said, we picked the top pretty much. That was the support region I provided for a B-wave pullback. Now, what does that mean? So let me first read out the text to you. Micro support is defined between 62,952 and 64,307. I'm watching for an ABC structure in wave B, so in the larger B wave here, that should send us into the resistance area, to unfold as long as the support is holding. Any break below this level will indicate that the C wave to the downside of the larger wave 2 is already unfolding. If the pullback is corrective, which is what I expect, then a C wave rally should unfold in the coming days to complete the B wave as shown here on the chart, A, B, C. So the support area was helpful to determine where the price would likely land in a pullback. We are there now, and now I just accidentally closed the short-term chart. Let me open that again. And so yeah, if you want to stay up to date, feel free to check out the gold membership. It includes a lot of additional updates throughout the day, intraday specifically. And this was the support area. We're holding it for now. We're holding it for now. So we had this A wave dip into the yellow support region. The B wave could be unfolding right now. As I said, this is a 3-wave rally, so it could easily fail, in which case we are looking already for the C wave down. Bear in mind, the larger time frame, larger degree assumption is always more relevant than the shorter time frame, smaller degree. So the expectations are for a larger wave 2 to unfold, which means the assumptions are that we haven't bottomed yet, which means we shouldn't be too surprised if we go down more directly, but the shorter time frame suggests that a larger B wave could be unfolding, and then we go down, which means my view at the moment is still that we see another low in wave C of 2 into this yellow support region, whether directly or after a larger B wave, not so important. But if we really look at this micro pattern, for me, a larger B wave would be more attractive, would be more probable. Let's say it like that. And we already had a B wave here, which ended up extremely shallow. Remember that B waves can be extremely shallow. They can be extremely shallow. They are the most difficult waves to, you could say, predict. But yeah, this support area was communicated. We already left it to the upside, dip into it, and we're leaving it. I mean, could this be a series of 1-2 setups in a C wave? Yes. Yeah. But the wave degree is too small to really recognize anything. It might be a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 setup, which would be rare. I'd rather say we're dealing here maybe with a corrective rally and we get one more low here in the B wave before we take off. But again, the levels are more important than really the micro patterns and the micro structures. I think it's important to understand now that as long as we're holding 62,950, I'm watching for short-term higher prices in possibly a more extended B wave. That's at the moment in the very short term the preferred scenario. It would take a break above the initial resistance area at 65,180 to indicate that this C wave to the upside has started. So you always need a trigger, right? Now, whether you need it, whether you use a trend line or not, that's up to you. I mean, it broke that trend line here. Is it a very reliable one? Probably not. So I prefer to give you Fibonacci resistance. And then this should take us into the area between 66,131 and 68,368. And if we start that move to the upside, where would it take us most likely from here? So if the low is already in, we're looking at the 100% extension. So probably rather the golden ratio level there around 67K. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.